Hey everyone, back with your midweek message, and I'm getting ready to hit the gym here, but I wanted to talk with you for just a second, remind some of you who were at service on Sunday about the powerful word that went forth on Sunday. I'm still reeling myself, and so just really quickly, I wanted to remind you, and for those of you who weren't there, that right now, as we gear up for Christmas, as we gear up for New Year's, going into the new year, I know everybody's claiming 2018 is their year and ready to put 2017 behind them, whether it was a good year, bad year, whatever. But I'm talking to the people who are believing for big things in 2018. I'm talking to people who are believing for things that they've never done, never experienced, have no experience in for next year. If you've been following our series at The Way, entitled The Word, for the past 3 weeks, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking one of those Mary experiences of being a virgin to whatever it is that you are calling forth in your life, that God is doing for you, or that you're calling or asking or speaking for God and the universe to do on your behalf, for you, whatever. One of the things that I said on Sunday was that you cannot, this time, just like Joseph could not lay a hand on his wife, until the baby had been birthed. From conception to birth, she had to maintain her virginity, so that God will get the glory, so that the prophecy would be true. So prophetically, many of you received the word that this time, for this blessing, you're not going to be able to put your hand on. You're not going to be able to put your seed in it. This is God's and God's alone. This is for something for God to do, to bless you, to test you, to teach you, to strengthen you. For some of you, this is going to be a true faith grower, not a faith tester, a faith grower. For some of you, it's going to be a relief, because you've been asking, how am I going to do this, God? What am I supposed to do? And God is saying nothing except allow me. Stay in step with me. I asked the question on Sunday, can you follow directions? That's all that's going to be required of you right now. And then even as I'm getting ready to walk into the Y to get my workout on, because that's one of the goals that I set for myself for total health in my 40s. And so I'm just taking it one step at a time, because that's where God is leading me, just one step at a time. As I was getting ready, driving over here, making my way over here to work out, one of the things that just hit me was to tell you was that the reason why God is not showing some of us, the pathway to how to get to the thing, that the promise. You know what it is. You see what it is. You placed it before God. God's placed it in your heart. Whatever it is, you see it. But the reason why you've not been given the pathway there is because there's so many of us who will see the pathway and try to run ahead and get there too early, unprepared, and our character hasn't made its way, hasn't grown enough for us to even begin to navigate, to manage, and to hold on to whatever that promise is. So you get there too early. There's someone that's going to run ahead of God. So that's why you're only going to get one step at a time, one direction at a time. There are those of us who will see the pathway and then start procrastinating, gauging time. Oh, I've got this much time. I'm familiar with that. Oh, then I have this much time to get there. I can make this detour and this detour and still be okay by the time I get there. No, for this one, you can't lag behind. You're going to have to stay in step with God. You're going to have to learn how to listen. Listen. You're going to have to listen and be able to take direction and be obedient. So for many of us, this is going to be a growth process where we have to learn how to listen and not talk so much. I told you on Sunday that Joseph had one job. Since he couldn't mix his seed, since he couldn't touch his wife, he had one job, and that was to protect the seed, protect the vessel and the baby. Your job right now is to protect the promise. Protect the promise from naysayers, protect the promise from your own doubts, protect the promise from your own temptation to act outside of what God has told you to do, what your spirit inside of you is telling you to do. This is a good time to begin to get to know the God in you, to get to know yourself, to get to know your divine self. I told you, this time it can't get complicated. God has a very simple way to get you from point A to point B without you having a point A, point 5, point A, point 9. No, straight from point A to point B, but you're going to have to be obedient. You're going to have to stay in step. You're going to have to grow. You're going to have to get out of old patterns and routines and build new ones with God in mind. Okay, you're going to have to learn how to meditate, pray, speak, be bold, be courageous about who you are, whose you are, and where you're going. And so for those of you who are on this journey, that resonated with you, and I know it did, join us on Sundays at The Way, 2215 Platte Springs Road in West Columbia. We are in the middle of a life-changing series. Our community is one that is very receptive to newcomers. We love growing our family. And if you're just tired, what is it? They say sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you want to actually launch into 2018 and not just be dragged, kicking and screaming, then I want you to take charge of your future, all right, by becoming present in what's going on in your life right now. So this is Pastor Tiffany Adams. So delighted to be able to speak into your life in the middle of the week. You have a wonderful week, and I will see you on Sunday at noon at The Way. Check us out at facebook.com/The Way Columbia or thewaywc.org. I send you with my love.